is this?
I know, look at this tunnel.
Good God. It's 109 degrees here in the Badlands. Welcome back, I'm Tedward. Welcome to beautiful sunny South Dakota, where we are in the Black Hills National Forest with the Topher on a road trip in his Ranger Raptor. It's got a 3-liter twin-turbo V6 making about 400 horsepower. He does have a juicy and saucy little tune on it, but it's not on there right now. We're on the stock setup. And the reason we're out here is because we are road tripping from Michigan to Wyoming. We figured we'd come out and see some beautiful sights out here while we're on the way, because we're going out with the FIrestone team to test out these Destination MT2 tires. We do these great camping trips with these guys, and they know how to put on a show. So we're heading out to Bighorn, Wyoming to go put this through its paces and hopefully get it as close to stuck as possible without getting too stuck. We've got all the recovery gear and we're just having a blast. So far we've done a little over 1,200 miles, mostly highway. And boy, oh boy, is that some boring highway. But now we're out in the juicy stuff. This is what American road tripping is all about. You have to suffer through lots of tourist trap billboards and prairie lands and boring sights and desolate places until you get to the goods. And now we're in the goods. This is great. We just saw Mount Rushmore. We saw, what did we do yesterday? We went to the Badlands. Yep. I'm going to put that in this video too. I'm just going to scatter this all about because we're not doing our normal thing. But so far, this Ranger Raptor has been just such a charming highway mile gobbler.
It just eats it up.
It eats it up. And on 35-inch tires with a, what, 1-inch or 2-inch lift on the front?
1-inch lift on the front.
I mean, we're still doing like 18 miles per gallon. It's not that bad. And we still have a ton of tread left. I mean, we juiced up the pressures a little bit just to attempt better fuel economy, but I don't know that it really mattered. We've eaten a ton of bugs. I've been trying to keep the windscreen as clean as possible, but yeah, it's also got room for all of our stuff. I think people think of the Ranger as like, oh, it's like the baby, I need an F-150. First of all, this thing's plenty large. We've got all of your stuff, all of my stuff. We've got a bed full of camping gear. I mean, really, because we're roughing it when we're going out there, and I say that kind of lightly because we're going to have overland cookery coming and cooking like 5-star meals for us along the way, but you know, there's no toilets. We're camping, proper camping, and this thing is just doing the job. If you were going crazy, you could throw on one of those like exoskeleton guys, do your mountain bikes, do a roof tent, do all the things you really want to do if you need to, but this seemed to be the best way to go about the situation. So I don't know, let's go drive through the Black Hills National Forest. Yeah. And show you what this thing's all about, because even on big MT2s, the thing still handles like a dream, stops on a dime, and it's doing the highway thing just fine. Yeah, and these seats, oh my goodness. I mean, this is, I need to remember, like, this is kind of a road trip video. These seats are just phenomenally comfortable. Like, we've just sat in this for 8 hours at a time, no problems. The best. I think my only complaint about the truck is just awkward storage space.
It's not a ton of room.
It's not a ton of room. I'm doing okay, but sometimes I'm like, I just want a little bit more here and there. But you still get, you can hear the helicopter tours above, you still get the thing you get in the F-150 Raptors with all these fun aux things. So if you've got blinding lights that you want to throw on,
you can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah, it's just enough space. It's never ultra spacious. Once ultra spacious, you got to get the full-size Raptor.
Yeah.
Then you can't fit it anywhere.
All right. This shifter is super weird. It's like a button here, and then I actually really like the way this just moves properly instead of being like a toggle thing. So you actually just do that, and it's pretty solid. Our brake is on. Yeah, we'll do windows up after we get a little.
Double press that R mode button.
Let's see, double press the R mode button.
There you go. That'll put you in Baja exhaust, sport suspension, comfort steering, and you can hammer down.
That thing is just charmingly loud.
We got rear window open.
Oh, I like that. That's nice. Nice that it's... Yeah, that helps. That's like the Aventador trick. You know,
That's right.
You put down that little center glass in the Roadster.
Supercar things.
Yeah.
In a Raptor.
We'll approach with caution because we are on MT2s, and I haven't done any like performance driving on an MT2 yet. But the good news is, if everything goes south, you can still drop a wheel into the, into the dirt, and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, usually on roads like this, I'm worried about oncoming traffic, but as long as there isn't a rock wall next to you, you can get off the side of the road a little bit.
Yeah, it's a relatively narrow road, but that's what I like about the Ranger, is that we're not dealing with the footprint of an F-150.
I think it's 79.8 inches wide. It's 0.2 inches too narrow to have the triple lights on the front and the back.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not bad.
This is so cool. Trying to remember how wide the Type R is. That's pretty wide too.
It is, yeah.
You can drop a wheel a little bit. That's so much torque. Makes great whooshy turbo noises. On the highway, it's fantastic because the 10-speed is tuned really smoothly, but also when it does need to do a downshift, it's not doing some big theatrical downshift. It's just giving it enough juice in the right part of the power band. So it's not like the Lexus where it's like a downshift is a very eventful thing.
Yeah.
We are raising these revs.
There's torque.
There's torque.
And this is the best 10-speed tuning I've ever experienced in a Ford. I think it's the best.
They've come a long way.
Yeah.
We got to put it, I got to give it to them. I know people are like harsh on their current Expedition and its situation, but like that's another road trip monster that I would be very happy to sit in for a long time. I know from like a POV perspective, if you don't like the steering wheel or the screen.
So the Expedition was also excellent.
This is just so good. All of it. All of it.
And everything.
It's so rewarding. I mean, we were just talking about how it's frustrating when you do road trips like this because it's hard to choose the correct car. Like, would I love to be out here in a Miata or in my 911 or in like a Caterham? Absolutely. But it's really hard to get those cars here. Yeah. And the point of this trip is to do the camping thing, but we also wanted to find some beautiful squiggly lines on the map and drive those roads. And lucky for us, this Ranger Raptor is actually quite a joy on a road like this. And as much fun as it would be to like have an F350 Super Duty with an Airstream towing behind it, that sucks all the joy out of this part.
Yeah.
You can't play. And this is why we have so many cars. It's like, oh no, I need one for this. But the problem is when you do like a 2,000-3,000 mile road trip, what do you take? It really just depends on the end destination, I guess. You know, we're doing a Firestone destination off-road trip. Wow, can you believe the MT2s, man? They're not paying us, by the way.
They hook up.
These hook up. This is crazy that these even work this way. But if we were going out to Tail the Dragon or something, like the point of it was twisty roads, we would have brought sports cars and suffered through the highway drive. None of these motorcyclists wear helmets out here. They are ensuring no survivors in the event of an accident.
Insurance companies love them.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we've hit some big juicy bugs on this trip too.
I like hitting the big juicy bugs. And these guys are out there with sunglasses. And I know they've got windscreens, but still, like, doesn't take much to ruin your day at 80 miles an hour with something in your face. Which way are we going here?
Take a right.
All right.
Custer State Park.
No kidding. All right. Oh, is there a bathroom? That's going to be exciting.
Probably.
In America, everyone drives trucks, but nobody seemingly knows where their passenger side is. So, like, I have a cliff, and he has 10 feet next to a car, and I'm the one that has to go in the cliff. We've got MT2s, so...
Yeah. Do it.
Great views, baby. Oh my goodness. And there's a dog just in the road. Is this the trail we want? Or are we going further? Okay. Cool.
Pretty cool.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. It's 109 degrees here in the Badlands. All kinds of wild rock formations out here. So I figured we'd take you through a little bit. We just fed some prairie dogs and now we got beautiful views out here. A little rough if you're hiking today in this heat, but sure looks good to me. We've just driven, how many? We've driven 1,093 miles already. And now we're here. It's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, pretty cool landscape.
I had no idea. I didn't look anything up because I didn't really want to know. I wanted to be surprised, and I am shocked.
That's the way. Honestly, coming out to a place like this, that's the way to do it.
It's so cool. I mean, we're going into the sun. We'll do a loop around for sunset later after we eat and stuff, but this is just amazing. It reminds me a little bit of when we were in Sedona with the Honda Pilot, but now this is pretty unique. The colors are unique too.
It's not a huge park. Like it's a pretty contained area.
Any geologists, feel free to comment everything you know about the Badlands. Chris knows quite a bit about this, but
Yeah, so these are all sedimentary deposits from a floodplain. They're all fluvial deposits. So, and then everything you see right now is just those deposits eroding from wind, from water. Exposed.
this is wild.
Pretty cool. You'll just keep staying to the right. Oh, this is the campground down here. Past kind of around these formations. So you can climb up
of a gentleman.
Yes, we do.
I keep seeing signs that say something about 205 million years. Bighorn National Forest.
Climbing up the mountain.
Man, we're gaining elevation very quickly out here. Yes, we have one fuel stop before we go into the wilderness, and after that, it's going to be a very different story of throttle application.
That's right. Ranger Raptor handles so well. It's kind of ridiculous. It's flat on mud terrains. What?
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 Doesn't make sense.
Oh.
Doesn't make sense how well it handles.
Oh, I thought you were like experiencing something in the moment. I was like, what? What's happening?
No, it's okay. Yeah.
No,
we're just gonna be going up stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched about all of this because the views are crazy. Big states, baby. That's the way. All right, let's get over this pass and follow some slow bikers, helmetless bikers at that. Really bad to the bone at 28 miles an hour.
The head bone. Definitely some fires out here.
Yeah, little barren. Got the Turkish hair transplant vibes, as you say.
That's right.
About an hour, 45 minutes from home. We've got 128 miles to go. We've already covered 3,171 miles and nearly 64 hours of driving in this vehicle over the last week. That's kind of an insane thing to be able to say. No one really evaluates the road trip ability of cars like this in the normal press circuit. So right now, I'm feeling really happy with this Ranger Raptor. First things first, I mean, we've done all the rock crawling on all the crazy things. We've got it on 35-inch tires, these FIrestone MT2s. They've been pretty quiet, and we've been really comfortable in this vehicle.
So comfortable. These seats are amazing. The ride quality is amazing. I used to put my GX at the top of like the most road trippable vehicle. This might take the cake.
I own a GX, and I agree with you because I did 850 miles yesterday at the helm of this, or maybe I did like 800 miles at the helm of this last night. Yesterday, the whole day, it was just driving. We managed to get from Wyoming to the eastern part of Minnesota. It was incredible, and it just takes it. The only downside, I think, is fuel economy, which, you know, to be expected on a bigger tire, and we were struggling. We were also experimenting with fuel. We played with 87 and 91. 87 definitely took a 2 mpg hit. We were at like 13 to 14 mpg. Now with premium, at speed, 16 and a half. We were also at altitude. I have a feeling that altitude had an impact where it was trying to spool, and maybe it was just giving us a little bit of turbo pressure, and that was maybe one of the reasons it was consuming so much. But that right there, that sound is my only real gripe with this vehicle, other than a little bit of fuel economy. It doesn't have the greatest lane keep assist. It works, and it's very helpful when I've needed to reach back and grab something because we've got all of our stuff kind of unceremoniously placed in the rear. It actually is organized, and I know where things are photographically, but it may not look that way. But when I need to grab something, or you're asleep and I'm driving and I'm fiddling, I use the lane keep assist just to make sure. It's like a little safety net, but it's not ideal. And unfortunately, the situation with these cars, in all cars, is that everything is reactive, not proactive. So even when you're talking about adaptive cruise control, things like that, it's always going to react to a situation rather than predict and understand what's going to happen.
Great example.
That's exactly it. Like, we just got in front of a Honda a minute ago, and you were like, you must have adaptive cruise on, because it literally stood on the brakes behind us. And you weren't being egregious. It was a reasonable pass. Some lessons learned. Wisconsin, you have the worst lane etiquette of any place on this planet.
Yeah.
I've never seen any. It looks like you're trying to make the road harder and more frustrating and less safe. Like, all the moves that these people were passively doing are things that I would actively do if I were trying to start a road rage incident. But that's really it. You know, this thing is just so outrageously capable. It's definitely a Baja vehicle. I love the way this thing shifts when you're just getting on it hard. When we do the 4Low stuff at low speeds, it's very lurchy and it shifts hard, and you know, you need to be predicting that. But otherwise, all I want to do is take this out to some dirty, loose gravel and go sideways, because of all the drive modes, that too high, turn everything off, that's the best. It's the best. This is such a wild little truck, and I've known very little about it because there are basically none of these out there. We haven't
seen one in 3,200 miles.
We've been in this vehicle on the road for 64 hours, and this is the only Ranger Raptor we've seen.
Ridiculous.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts in terms of this is your truck. We put a ton of miles on this. We've basically done like a third of the miles you've done in this truck at all in the last week.
No, you're right. It's been awesome. My biggest concern going into this was just tire noise with the MT2s. Valid concern. I thought we were gonna just get exhausted by the tire roar. It's been fine. Completely fine.
We brought noise canceling headphones. We brought earplugs. Have not needed them at all unless we were just editing and working on the passenger seat.
It reminds me of, like, you know, if you're running a track tire on your daily, which I've been doing in the summer.
I'm also doing that too.
Career, since I was 16. So it's a little bit like that. You know, in the category, I think these are some of the quieter tires for mud terrains and for like ultra high performance off-road stuff. But they've been great. Other than that, the Raptor's been fantastic. It has been guzzling fuel, but the last few hours we've been hauling.
Yeah, you've been on the move, and you've been like, we had to get around everybody in Wisconsin. So this is exactly what occurred for like 300 miles.
Yep.
Just wide open throttle, get around, get back over. That's the deal. So anyway, I'll probably do a little walk around at the end of this, but in the event that this is the end of this video, we've only got 121 miles left, which feels insane because that's like normally a good healthy amount of miles. But we've done about 3,200 miles already. And
it's been fun.
And I'm not exhausted. Like, I like being in this truck. I like being in this truck with my friend, and I've had the best time. So that is, I guess, a little taste of what road tripping in a Ranger Raptor is like. And I think for the money, this is an absolute steal. It's kind of very talented at a lot of very good things, and it's a reasonable size. So if you are somewhat limited on space, or you just don't want to street park an F-150 Raptor, or you don't have the cash for it, totally understandable. This does pretty much everything I've ever wanted out of an F-150 Raptor.
Yeah, I mean, interior space, bed space, it's a little bit tight, but it's enough. It's always been enough. And I think that kind of just sums up, like, be realistic about what you need and what you're going to be using your truck for, because you can do so many more things with this than a full-size F-150 in terms of like fitting it down the trail, parking it in the garage, practically just like placing it in traffic. It's a little bit more fun to drive because it's nimble and handles well. That 400 horsepower goes a little bit farther here because it's lighter weight. So I've really become enamored with this Range Raptor. I've enjoyed daily driving it. I've enjoyed it just about every situation we've put it through. And yeah, the only thing that's been weird is fuel economy. It's just been very unpredictable. We'll go from 18 one tank to like 16 in another tank, or 14 in a tank.
Yeah.
It's just kind of all over the place. And I think some of that has to do with, okay, maybe we've been gaining a lot of altitude, but not necessarily realizing it, or being at altitude. Fuel octane level too. That could affect
100%. So. But yeah, other than that, my only gripe is I want A-pillar handle on the driver's side, because right. I really love A-pillar handles on driver's sides. It's what you need. So I think that's gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'm sorry this wasn't longer, but I also don't want to subject you to 3,000 miles of highway driving. That's boring, but I'll tell you, it's a worthy little companion to drive with, and I'm blown away.
People don't need to see from Minnesota to Michigan.
No, it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
So don't forget to respect the drive, and if you're in Wisconsin, please keep right, except to pass. See you in the next one. Oh yeah, it's a one laner for sure. Got those headlights on?
Yep.
What? No, that's so rad. This family's just gonna like hoof it through. We need a Lamborghini for these guys.
Yep.
You want to come through with a Rift exhaust in your Aventador SVJ, and that kid will never hear again.
Yeah.
What is this?
I know, look at this tunnel.
Good God.
Baja mode.
Do you want me to get a shot of you coming through this tunnel?
Got it.
Okay.
It's fine. We just went through it.
We did.
Unless if you want the shot.
No, it doesn't matter that much.